table, leave the candle in flame. Lock the door and set aside these crazy games. I know how you're feeling and I'm feeling the same.
It's Cold Beer Conversations number 18 with
Chad Vaughn.
Chad Vaughn. And we are actually in your home city-ish.
Yeah,
right?
we're close.
DC?
Kansas City area.
Close enough. So we're here in Kansas City, kind of winding up for Tumbleweed. We are counting down the minutes, hours, days until we arrive there. But Chad was the winner of the Tumbleweed poll this year, which was a pretty big ordeal, especially for up-and-coming independent artists. Tumbleweed, in case you don't know about it, is a festival that's in Kansas City. This is technically their third year, but kind of in our genre of music, this is really their second year for us. They kind of switched it up a little bit last year and brought some more independent artists on board and gave some more people some opportunities that maybe they wouldn't have had.
Yeah, definitely in my
the
case.
Previous years. So they do a poll and they ask for their fan base, the artist fan base, to vote and let them know who they want to see on stage. And Chad busted butt to get the vote, and you won. So congratulations
Crazy.
again.
Thank you so much.
But
Thank you.
so how did that kind of all unfold? How did you decide that you were going to kind of throw your name in that hat?
You know, I don't know. Last year I did the poll, and I actually saw it recently, and I think I got like 70 votes or something.
Uh-huh.
And I decided I'd do it again this year, thinking that I would not win, and then I'd come back next year and do it. And whenever I found out I made it in the top 10, I said, well, crap, I better actually start trying.
Yeah.
So we pushed it hard, and you know, it really comes down to the fans just kind of picking me up and carrying me there, because I definitely had no inclination that would happen.
People don't realize how powerful they are on social media.
Yeah.
And it's free. I mean, nobody really has to do anything for it to cost them anything. It's really just a press of buttons, but it means a huge ordeal to artists like you and other independent artists that we've interviewed.
Absolutely.
Of whether it's a like or a share or joining a fan group or anything like that. It shows to venues and to places you might be touring that you have people that like your music.
100%.
And you have people that support you. And I think this was a big tell-all that you have a lot of people that support you.
Yeah, it took me by surprise. I didn't know. It was emotional and humbling and blew me away. It was very cool.
Awesome.
Very cool.
So, are you playing with a full band there? Or are you doing acoustic?
Yep, we're doing a full band.
Awesome.
Doing a full
Is
band.
your band local too?
Yeah,
Casey?
yeah.
Okay.
There weren't a whole lot of avenues for playing original tunes here in Kansas City, so we never really played the original tunes out. So we've been cracking the whip on them the last couple of months, getting that set in order, and I'm so excited to bring those songs to people.
Awesome. So I try to do my best not to look up artist information before the interview, but I kind of had to look up some stuff about you, because some people told me, they're like, Chad used to sing music when he was a kid, and I was like, who? What? So tell me a little bit about that, because I kind of read some different things and I don't really know.
Well, my grandfather played all the local Kansas City area beer joints throughout the 60s and 70s. He wrote a few songs and hung it up once he had, my dad and his brothers. And when I was about 6, he shoved a guitar in my hand and said, hey boy, here's how you play Hank Williams. Yeah. And so we did that. That was kind of our bonding when I'd go visit over the years. And during my teenage years, I ended up over there quite a bit. I was in trouble all the time in high school and stuff, and so I would always get kind of booted over to my grandparents' house, and
go to grandma.
He'd give me his little talk about life, and why I was screwing up, and then he'd say, all right, now let's pick a little. And he'd pull out the guitar, and so as a kid, my family would take me around to all the little Opry shows that they used to have, and we would play 3-4 songs and make $25 and move on to the next one. It was a really neat way to grow up. I got exposed to a lot of people who played traditional country music, and it's like church to me.
Yeah.
That style.
Awesome.
So it was a lot of fun.
So when did you decide, I guess, in your adult life that you were going to, I guess, kind of retap the music thing?
Well, I mean, in high school, because country went so pop, and I didn't know, there wasn't an internet scene, like you said, social media, I didn't care for country music anymore, because the stuff on the radio was just terrible to me. So I joined a punk rock band, and we had a little bit of, we did the Warped Tour once, and then after that I joined a jam band, and we played all over the Midwest, at all the hippie festivals and stuff. So I kind of stayed with it, but I got back into country music right around the time that I first discovered Sturgill Simpson. And I said,
about 4 years ago? 5
something
years ago?
like that, yeah.
I feel like that's probably when he had his kind of uprising.
Yeah, it was
at least people that were
Metamar.
looking probably saw him.
Right. And that was the first inclination I had that there was a scene where people were making traditional country music today. So I wanted to emulate that.
Yeah.
And then, a couple of years later, I discovered you guys and everybody, and I said, well, okay, here I am. I want to do this. So it's, the last 6 months especially we've kicked it into high gear.
Good. So, have you ever taken your talents outside of Kansas City, or I guess we're technically in Missouri, but we're like on the line.
Yep.
So
everybody's kind of a dual state resident around here. Not a whole lot. No, I went out to South Dakota with a band and did a week in Deadwood a couple of years ago, and we did some dates in Oklahoma whenever I was a kid, in Iowa and places like that. But I haven't traveled a whole lot. But I'm looking to change that this year. So
awesome. I kind of recently saw that you put out an album, right? You don't have a hard copy of it yet, but we're waiting on that.
I have an EP I recorded a few years ago.
Okay, and so did you just revamp that?
I had a few copies laying around, and I started sending them around. I've ordered some more, and I'm working on a full-length album I hope to have out by the end of the summer.
Is it going to be full band, or is it going to be acoustic?
Full band.
Okay, awesome. So when it comes to songwriting, do you typically play your own songs, or do you play covers, or what do you...
Well, up until recently, the only way that I knew to get paid playing music was playing covers.
Yeah.
And I figured it was either that or not get paid playing music.
Yeah.
So I started doing that, and once I discovered this, I'm
Things
really...
are kind of changing, though, because there's a lot more people out there that want to hear what you have to write.
Absolutely.
Because they're connecting to what you write.
Absolutely. And as soon as I discovered those people, it was like, psh, I'm never playing change in my pocket going jing-a-ling-a-ling ever again.
Awesome. So when it comes to your songs that you've written, is there kind of one spot in general in your life or that you get a lot of your inspiration from?
I write a lot of sad songs, so I usually have to tap into something horrible that's happened at one point or another. But I'm getting to where now I really like the narrative, the story songs, and so I'm kind of moving in that direction too. It's as I get older. For the longest time, I got married in 2014. I've got 4 wonderful kids, and it was hard to write songs for me because I didn't have any trauma to draw on, But
seems like the negativity is the best ammunition to write a song.
100%, and so it's taken a lot of work, a lot of getting up every day, picking up the pen, and just seeing what comes out. And I'm really excited. I feel like I have my best songs yet to write. So,
do you have anything in the works right now?
I've got a few that I'm working on. Yeah.
Are you going to debut anything at Tumbleweed?
Probably not. I mean, maybe around the campfire on Friday night we might do something. That could be fun.
So, last year you kind of dabbled a little bit in the Facebook poll. You said a little bit for Tumbleweed.
Yes, ma'am.
But then this year you really decided to put your name in the hat when you saw that you were actually getting people that were coming behind you.
Yes, ma'am.
How did you gain those followers?
Well, sometime in the winter of 2017, one night I had a little bit too much to drink and sat my phone down and went live on Facebook and just, whoever watches will watch and we'll play. And the response was really good, and I got invites from a couple of pages to do live feeds after that on their page, and I realized that people were really enjoying it, and it was a good way for me, being a father of 4, to be able to play for people without having to leave necessarily. So I started doing it every Monday, and we've had a really consistent viewership, a lot of people sharing it, and it's probably done more to help me get where I am now than anything.
So do you do those from your Facebook page or in your group? Because I know you've got a fan group as well.
Yes. The group with no name. Yeah. Luke Combs took my fan group name. Well, right now I had been doing it from my personal page actually.
Okay.
But the next time I do one, I'm going to start doing it from the Chad Vaughn. My Facebook
the music page.
Yes, ma'am.
Get everybody in one spot.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a lot easier to reach them that way.
Exactly.
So, if people want to find you or your music or anything, do you have a website, or are we just on Facebook?
I have a website at thechadvaughn.com. And
The Chad Vaughn?
Yep, The Chad Vaughn.
The Chad Vaughn.
Yeah, the chadvaughn.com is some Olympic weightlifter. I didn't want people getting confused.
Yeah, easy
but,
to get confused.
And then Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, it's all at The Chad Vaughn.
Got it. So. I like it. All right. Well, I'd like to say thank you to our sponsor, Bastard Brothers Brewing Company.
Killer root beer.
Yeah,
Killer.
All the way from High Ridge, Missouri. So cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
My name's Chad Vaughn. This is a song I wrote about a story I heard about some great uncles of mine from back in the day. It's called Where You Belong. Was the harvest time, we was tossing out lines at the bend of the Little Big Creek. Well, just before the war, when we'd all gone poor, the men still played for keeps. Well, my brothers was all much older than me, and they didn't like to play around. And we lived and we worked in the dust and the dirt, not afraid to knock another man down. Had a big old line of flathead catfish laying there on that bank. We was tired and hungry and drinking on something that we just whipped up that day. The neighbor man's wagon was kicking up dust, headed down to run us off his land. But I watched as my own brother cast the first stone and never got up again. My mama cried, but my daddy said, come on. You gotta move quickly to beat the dawn. So take my pistol, boys, and ride on till you find where you belong. My daddy packed up all you could carry along, then we waited till the dead of night. And in chest deep water he weighed down the body, then he took us to the county line. We didn't stop till we made it to the top of the Rocky Mountain timberland. But we could hear the hounds come to run us all down and take us to the promised land. My mama cried, but my daddy said, come on. We gotta move quickly to beat the dawn. So take my pistol, boys, and ride on till you find where you belong. Been 15 years since last my ears heard the sound of a whippoorwill, and the water's cold and the California gold ain't showing up in Beverly Hills. We stuck together till we hit warm weather, then I never saw my brothers again, till a man with a hat come a waving a badge and asking for the next of kin. My mama cried, but my daddy said, come on. You gotta move quickly to beat the dawn. So take my pistol, boys, and ride on till you find where you belong. Thank you so much, guys. Take care.